All right, welcome Star Valley Brave fans. We are here at the Madison High School in Rexburg, Idaho. We are going to be going for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place matches for the boys, and then we will move into the finals and a little bit later this afternoon. For the lady wrestlers, we do have a couple. We only have two girls in the 3rd place match. All the rest will be into the finals.
Wow.
And so the girls are going to be a little bit spotty from here to there. We do have quite a few boys that are going to be wrestling in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, 6th place matches, and as well as the finals coming up a little bit later. So just waiting for them to get going here. We apologize and we appreciate your patience with us as we have struggled with the internet connections today. We think that we've got this resolved now for these finals matches and the placing rounds. So thank you for your patience on that. We'd like to give a shout out to the Wyoming Army National Guard for sponsoring this broadcast and making this possible for us to bring these matches to you guys. It's been a great weekend. I'll take a look at the team scores in here in just a little bit, but everything seems to be going quite well for the team. Both the boys and the girls teams are making a good showing. Let's take a look and see where we are at. So on the girls side of things, let me just get the latest and greatest information here.
I think the girls have it stitched up.
Yeah.
But, you don't want to say it's done till it's done, but
they're up by 40 plus points. So Star Valley leads that on the girls' side over Malad at 164, Star Valley at 216, Preston at 144, Idaho Falls at 121, Green Canyon at 116. And let's get back and see if we can get into the boys' team scores while we are waiting for the other match here.
Kenna Merritt will probably be likely the next Star Valley Lady Braves taking the match. She takes the 3rd and 4th place mat, which I believe is the far mat, the mat number 3. We'll zoom in if she's the only one on, but I do see her warming up. So Kenna Merritt wrestling at 107 pounds at this tournament. Normally it's 105, but the weights change a little bit in the state of Idaho. Kenna was the number 1 seed, did drop 1 to Malad. Malad took that position as the number 4 seed. So I think Kenna will finish out here strong, but it was an unfortunate match.
All right, and on the boys' side scores, we have Madison with 212. Boy, they're 70 points ahead.
Are they?
of Star Valley. So Star Valley sits at 140.5. We've got Jerome at 122, Century at 115.5, and South Fremont at 106. So Star Valley, I don't think there's any possible way they're going to be able to catch Madison High School, but still a very strong showing here. They're going to end up most likely in second place.
We've got Kenna Merritt. Neutral. Remember, folks, rounds are only 1 minute. Her opponent does a nice slide by. Kenna tries staying hooked over the leg, but they do indeed give that to her opponent. So she's down 3-0 in this shorter first period. Kenna's trying to do a tuck and roll. She takes that limb on that crossface, trying to roll it over. If she can throw her hips into it at the same time and kind of go over the falls. There she goes, turns and faces. Now she has a bigger limb, got a leg. Still no loss of control, but she's in a great position to score. We've got short time as the towel girl is on the mat. We've got to either break free or finish this move. She still has the leg. As the time ticks down, we are down 3-0. Let's see if we can get a reversal here. And it's going to be close, and they're not going to award any loss of control. So great effort by Kenna Merritt in the first round, but we trail 3-0. And it is Kenna's choice. My guess is that she'll probably, well, I better not. She did indeed defer. And her opponent says neutral. And that's not bad grounds for Kenna at all. She's a strong wrestler on her feet. And she knows what's coming this time, so. The other girl does have a pretty good slide by. Kenna can be wary of that. She tries an elbow pump attempt. Her opponent does that slide by again, and it's going to work. They're going to award her 3 more points, so we trail 6-0. JR, can we tell where she's from, or you're probably on another window? I might be able to pull it up. The other opponent.
Let's see here. She is from, looks like Grace.
Grace, okay. All right, we've got to be careful here. Her opponent has an ankle dump and almost getting points, near fall points. Kenna does good, hipping into her, crashing her hips, almost scoots on over. Her opponent does a good job at recovering. Going now for a far side cradle. Kenna knows this position all too well. She hangs on to that elbow. And as you can see, we call that a tuck and roll, where you grab that, lift your head up high, and then go down all at once and try to shift your hips into them. Sometimes you can use your body as the fulcrum point to essentially roll your opponent over. But if the top wrestler has an ankle, see, there she goes. She tucked and she rolled. She's got her hips into her. It's safe to step over. Yep.
There we go.
Sometimes you don't want to step over, but when they're flat like that, that's a great time. She does indeed get the reversal. Score now 6-2. Hits a crossface. I don't know what the ref's warning. I think he's warning the bottom wrestler to show more action. There's a good arm chop. Got to be know where she's at in the real estate side of things. She takes another crossface. And the towel tapper comes out as we trail on this one 6-2. I was just saying that's the only thing I wish they would have a 3-point reward is for a reversal. That takes a lot of work, just as much effort as a takedown. And it used to be if someone took you down and then you got a reversal, well, you're still 2-2. Everyone is on equal grounds. Now, the award does go to the first takedown. The person that takes down, even if the bottom person gets a reversal, is still up by 1. Okay, Kenna says, I think I like that position. We're going to take top. This is the third and final round. We trail by 4, so she needs to get essentially either a combination of 2 2-point near falls or 1 long near fall. With the new rules, she can indeed get a 4-point near fall, so we'll see. Now, I'm not sure if they cautioned any. Yep, they did. Ken is looking for some clarification. I think he's saying you got to cover the navel. Folks, you can afford a caution like that. Doesn't count as a point. If you do it again, it can get you start losing points. And wrestling action back, third round. Merritt on top, icing in the armbar. She gets it. Kind of power half the head down. Lots of weight. Oh, loses the armbar, goes into a cross-face cradle. Now this is where her opponent's going to try to use her limb just like Kenna did.
And she reached over and grabbed that leg.
We're going to go into head whip position. She's not quite distanced out enough to be able to get that. And it looks like her opponent gets a reversal here. So we are down some drastic points. We've got to make some magic happen. And Kenna's doing a great job. She hips into her, almost gets another reversal. We trail by 6. So an escape and a takedown and 1 near fall is what is needed here. She takes that arm, tries to pull it up over her head. Her opponent looking for a near side cradle, so she's got to be watchful of where she's at. She isn't facing her. Kenna's driving in. She's almost got it. She's got to get her hips back up. And, her opponent does get her back down, broke down and spins behind to remain in the same position. And a half coming on from her opponent. Now that's a great time to hit a tuck and roll because she sees up to her base. And when you're up to your base like that, unless they sling it, you have a great opportunity to tuck, roll, and hip over. Kenna bipods up and gets 1 escape. Towel person's out. We got to go feet to back, folks. Feet to back. She's probably aware of that as well. Either that or a quick takedown and an immediate pinning combination, and we're going to run out of time on the clock. Congratulations, Kenna Merritt, who takes 4th place at the Madison Invitational 2025. Both wrestlers well spent. Good work, both of them.
All right, 114-pound girls in this sixth-place match. You're going to see Fu Glenn of Bonneville and Cody Hansen, Marshall. In fifth, sixth, in the third, fourth match, you're going to see Josie Reed, Chalice, and Cassie Pine, Meadow Falls.
So Kimble Perry, he should be coming up in a couple matches or so?
He should. So we're in the 113 weight class, wrestling the third, fourth, fifth, sixth. And
he's 26. I didn't realize that.
I think he is 126.
Yeah, I announced that wrong, folks, earlier. I thought he was 120, but he is actually 126 at this tournament.
Let me make sure here. So we got
Kimble's down, got his warm-up
He does,
spot.
yep. So he's 126. So we're coming up on that. He's probably 2 matches deep yet.
Versus Hank Scott Remy. On the fifth, sixth match, Carson Peebles, South Fremont versus Angel Reyes, Jerome. Over on the girls' fifth, sixth match, you have Asia Hoots of Sugar wrestling Asia Dale. Londale.
We've got a little bit of a break in the action right now. We're waiting for the boys to get back onto the mat, working into their weight classes. We don't have very many of the other girls wrestling in the third place match. We have a lot of girls in the finals, though.
Yeah, I think it's
so,
8.
Yep, so when we get to the finals there, the girls are going to be back to back to back there. But with the boys here, we do have 5 or 6 guys that are going to be in these consolation matches that we'll see here, but they are in the mid to upper weights that we're going to see them. And then we'll have a couple in the finals as well.
Do we know who is in the finals? I know
Yep.
heavyweight, we do have Grant Thompson. He is going for first and second.
So let's just go down the list here. We got Tel Perry that's wrestling for first and second. We've got Kobe Merritt wrestling for first and second. So Tel Perry is in the 138 weight class. 144 is Kobe Merritt. We have Daryl Hunting wrestling for the 5th place in the 144 bracket as well. Ty Thompson will be in the finals for the first place match. Hazen Hess will be in the 5th place match. Cooper Burke will be in the finals. As will, let's see here, we've got Mickelson that will be wrestling for the 3rd place at the 165 weight class. Damian and Carson Clapp are going to be wrestling each other in the 5th place match. And then we have Grant Thompson in the finals for the 215. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 boys that are going to be wrestling in the finals. And then if we switch over to the girls' side, we have Carly Angell at the 100 weight class. Hiy Robertson is in the finals as well, as is Johnson at the 120 weight class. Cara Andrews at the 138 weight class.
Against Remy. Cara Andrews.
Oh, against Remy.
So that's 2 Star Valley in the finals, but
Yeah.
only one's going to come out.
Only one's going to come out there. Vil Foreman at the 145. She's going to be in there. We have Roberts of Star Valley will be in the 3rd place bout at the 152 weight class. Brook Schwab at the 165 in the finals, and Cashley Hepworth at 235 in the finals as well. So the girls there have a huge amount of wrestlers for the number of weight classes that there are that they have in the finals. That's why they lead the tournament by such a big margin at this point, is they've just had so much success.
25 seconds, go! Ready? Andy, can't wait! Keep going, keep going! 10! 10! Fight! Go, Canyon!
I was just thinking when we wrestle Star Valley, we've got roots.
All right, so thanks for being patient with us. Now we've got Kimble Perry coming up. This is for the third place match. Man, he had a heck of a match to get into this match. Ended up winning in triple overtime. Kimble looks like he's on a mission here, so here we go. It looks like his opponent is a Shelly Russett. This is for the third place.
I don't know if these have ever met. At least it didn't look like they'd met before.
Sorry, Ty Pearson, Shelley versus Easton. Sorry. Third, fourth place match, Ty Pearson, Shelley, Kimble, Perry, Star Valley. I got it right now.
I don't know if you heard that on the announcement, but they said Perry of Star Valley, and they had to correct something with the rest of it. I'm not sure if they got the name wrong or not. So I didn't catch it. I don't know which one's right, but it is definitely Shelley.
Both wrestlers filling each other out at this point. Not much on shots. fighting for head control.
15 seconds remaining in the first round in this consolation championship match. 2-on-1 tie by the Shelley Russet. Kimble pointing his wrist down and kind of putting his head in the neck of his opponent to stay out of that 2-on-1.
And that's going to end the first period scoreless.
Kimble defers to the Shelley Russet. Russet has no problem immediately saying, I'll go down. Star Valley are tough riders. We're tough at getting out, but I don't think there's a draw situation where we don't feel comfortable being in. You know, we're tough on top. And so I think it was smart to defer, let the Russet take their normal, which, you know, most of the time they will choose down in the second round, try to get a point. But Star Valley is a good riding team. We've got a lot of good combinations, turns, tilts, pinning holds. So we'll see here. Now the Russet does have one leg posted out. Makes it a little difficult for Kimble to kind of run anything. If you see that, he's almost up to a pod. He's curling in towards him hard with that leg posted. It almost makes you say, hey, just near side cradle that right away, but you do have to take a risk to near side because you have to let go of that belly and even let go of the arm, go over the head and the leg at one time. And that's a risk. That can put you out of position just for a second. But I'd be tempted to think that he may try this. We're either going to get a stall, or he's going to try something here. Kimble staying on a spiral, kind of a spiral combination with a tight waist there. And there we do stalemate it. I think Coach Clark there saying just try a double spiral, put pressure forward on him, get him heavy on his hands before we work on chopping him. Now his opponent comes up on all fours to that quadded up position, and he likes that wrestling position, kind of just bringing that one leg up, making it a little tough for Kimble to keep that blanket right on, but he's got it.
And they're going to ding
I
stalling.
don't know about that. You know, I think that's going to the newer rule that they felt like that should have been a return, even though he wasn't up to his feet. He was up to his fours. So Kimble can't afford another one of those. I'd say it goes both ways, JR. I don't think that Kimble's not under wrestling by any measure here.
I mean, I don't think his opponent's doing much either. He's sticking that leg out and maintaining his base.
Yeah, head down. Now we're getting somewhere as he breaks him down, goes into a heavy crossface. Shelley buries his head to the mat, pulls the arm over, knows it's coming now, is definitely mindful of it. Kimble takes a head, almost an arm pry. If he can go to the wrist, he can probably leverage that back a little bit more. Does indeed get the blanket ride, or what some people call the Iowa on. He's really trying to scoot that. We run out of time, still scoreless in 2 periods.
Yeah, that's a full period ride for Kimble.
He says, "Let's try. I'll be where he was."
Say, yeah, let's reverse roles here and see how this works out for me being on bottom.
Kimble's had a lot of tight, close point matches. You know, he did.
Yes, he has.
Did down there at Box Elder. He's had it today. Now
His opponent's got a 2-on-1 underneath. Kimble trying to clear that, able to do so.
Claw in a spiral. That doesn't look like there's much pressure, folks, but there's a lot of pressure there. And he was trying to snake a leg in, and indeed he does. So Shelley Russet gets a leg in, laces the ankle with it, and is trying to pull out that far arm to go for either a guillotine. But yeah, that crossbody ride is a tough position. I think Kimble's been there, and he's smart. He's trying not to give up that arm. If that arm comes up around the head, it's really tough, unless they call potentially dangerous. Really tough to stay out of that.
Kimble doing a great job of keeping his arms down.
Yeah, he's got him high now. He's got him high. If he bucks and reaches and grabs at the head, we can score here.
Clearing that foot out.
He's going to, getting his crab, and there it is, folks. Excellent job by Kimble Perry. 2-point reversal as we strike first to lead this 2-0. And remember, we are in the 3rd round, so those points were huge. Puts the blanket ride right back on.
And this kid's going to go back to his go-to position here. Tripoding that leg in between Tell's legs to try and
That's
get up.
all he's doing. I think I would be warning him for stalling.
And I think the ref finally did recognize that.
Well, we've got a bird's eye view here, and we can see what he's doing. There we go. Got a double wrist on.
So Kimble's got to come out to the side at one point or another to.
And here he comes. He's driving. Now he's going to switch off and take both hands probably on one wrist. No, just keep on riding. Good pressure. Good pressure. And there is an escape as we are going to wind this one down the final 5 seconds. He has been done for stalling.
So he's got to be careful. 2 seconds and 1.
That's
and Kimble's going to come away with the win.
2-1 decision. Wow. Hard fought match.
So Kimble will end up with a third place spot placing for the Madison tournament here.
Congratulations. Consolation champion right there. And he wrestled smart, very smart.
Girls, 121 pounds, Hiy Perry versus Abby Admirals.
It's a great match for Kimble. We do have Daryl Hunting is probably going to be the next one coming up at the 144 weight class. And so we've got probably 2 or 3 matches in between before we will get over to Daryl Hunting's match. We're going to take a quick audio break as we are waiting for Hunting's match to come up here for the 5th place match. It's going to be just a few minutes here, so take a break. All right, so we've got Sydney Roberts of Star Valley coming up on the third place match.
It's Harley Rising Green Canyon versus Scarlet Woodcrest.
Trying to see where her opponent is from. It's Allred from Preston is where Roberts' opponent is from. Not a lot of action, wrestling from distance right now, filling each other out. Preston in on a shot, Roberts able to avoid. Back to the center of the mat. And first period's going to come to a close, scoreless. Roberts ends up with choice, and she's going to take top. Preston up to her feet. Roberts able to get an arm. Now Preston trying to clear those hands, unable to do so. And so they're going to return them back to the middle of the mat, and we'll start over again. Roberts to cover. And we're going to get a caution. Not exactly sure for what. Can't see from that angle. We'll give it another go. Preston up to their feet. Roberts is just going to cut her loose. So Preston's going to lead that match 1-0. Roberts is going to be careful as she's backing up to the edge of the mat there, not to get a hit with the stall. They do circle back into the center of the mat now. The opponent from Preston now puts her in a front headlock. She's trying to sling her down. Roberts doing a good job of maintaining her feet. Preston now has got a leg. Roberts is just going to bulldoze into her and does a good job, but unfortunately her opponent's going to end up with the pressure on top on the shoulder blades. Still no points awarded yet, as Roberts does have a leg. Tugging that in, no points, no takedown yet. Roberts able to get back up to her feet. And now they're just going to release and go back to the middle. So some good wrestling there with no points. Roberts trails the match, 1 point to nothing. This is the second period. Roberts in on a double leg, trying to lift and elevate, unable to do so. The opponent's trying to shuck her past and not able to do so. Roberts does a great job of hanging onto that arm and shifting that weight. Roberts back up to her feet. Now in on a separate leg. Trying to suck that leg down and in and not able to do so. And that's going to end the second period. So the only point thus far in the match was Preston's escape point. I would assume that Star Valley, oh, it's not her choice. It's going to be Preston's choice, and they're going to take down again. So the match is 1-0 in favor of Preston. Preston up to her feet. Roberts able to maintain their head-to-head, but they're going to be a technical violation there by Roberts. That is going to be a 1-point violation as soon as they get back down to the mat. I wonder how long he's going to let that go. He is going to stop it now. He is going to award 1 point to the wrestler from Preston. That makes the score 2-0 in favor of Preston. And that was for the locked hands violation. So I believe this is Cecily is the first name, Cecily Roberts. And here we go. Green's going down. She's asking, Roberts is asking, Cecily is asking Coach if she cut her loose. Coach says no at this point, so we're just going to go ahead and proceed from top. Preston quick to their feet, Cecily able to return her back. Once again, Preston up to their feet, and Cecily's going to bulldoze her out of bounds. We're going to start back in the referee's position. So we are in the third period now. Cecily trails this match 2-0 from her opponent from Preston. Preston up to their feet, Cecily able to maintain a leg, back up to her feet. Preston putting in a good sprawl, trying to shuck by. And Cecily maintaining her feet. She needs to try and elevate that leg, which she's trying to do. Unable to do so. And the opponent from Preston able to get off to the side. Cecily still does have a hold of that arm, so no points have been awarded for a takedown. She has got to be running short on time here, though. In this third period, Cecily able to get back to head-to-head there. Still remains a neutral position. And her opponent able to clear that and get around back. So that is going to be a 2-point reversal. So now Cecily trails the match 4-0. Opponent from Preston working on top. And we got the towel tapper out there, so we got some short time. Cecily putting up a good fight, but unfortunately it looks like she's going to come up just a bit short in this match. She will still place in 4th place for the Madison tournament. That's still a great finish. Great weekend for Cecily and the Lady Braves Wrestling. The next wrestler that we will have up is Daryl Hunting. He'll be up next on the mat that we have zoomed in on currently. As this match is about halfway through here.
At 165 pounds, on the girls' third, 4th place match, it's Madison versus Skyline.
All right, and that is actually all of the girls that are going to be wrestling until we get to the finals match, and so that's going to be after the break. We have a slew of the boys varsity wrestlers coming up here. And once again, the Lady Braves have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They have 7 wrestlers in the finals, which is unheard of, which is great. So we have Hiy Angell, Hiy Robertson, I believe it's Kaston Johnson, Cara Andrews, Vil Foreman, Brook Schwab, and Cashley Hepworth all into the finals for the girls. So for the number of weight classes, which I believe is 13 or 14 weight classes that we have, to have 7 in there, that's going to win you some tournaments. So that's a great showing for the Star Valley Lady Braves here. They're in a great position to walk away with this tournament at the end of the day today. All right, and taking a look at the team scores. Let me get this refreshed here. So currently on the boys' side, Madison High School running away with it, 212 points. Star Valley at 142.5. Jerome at 122. Century at 118.5. South Fremont at 110. Let's see if we can get the girls' scores here as well. Give me just one moment. And on the girls' side, we've got Star Valley running away with it at 216 points. That's going to grow exponentially as we have that many Lady Braves in the finals. Ladd heading up second place with 176 points. Preston at 150. Idaho Falls High School at 124.5. And Green Canyon at 124. And that rounds out your top 5. On the girls' side and the boys' side, looks like there's approximately 20 teams here, only one of which is from Montana. I believe we are the only Wyoming team here, and pretty much every high school from here clear down, not quite to Pocatello, but into that area, over to the Blackfoot area is here. All of the Eastern Idaho schools, we got Shelley, Rigby, I believe we have Ryrie here, Bonneville, Idaho Falls. All of these Eastern Idaho schools are here to compete at this invitational. This is a wonderful venue because they have 3 different gyms, allows them to run multiple maps. We have 3 tournaments running currently. We have the girls varsity, the boys varsity, and then we also have a boys JV tournament that is going on in the other gym. One thing I do like about their main gym here is the setup. In other venues that we've been at, you may have noticed that they roll the mats up the walls and tape them to the walls to allow for 4 mats to be on the main floor. This room, or this gym, is actually spacious enough that they're able to have 4 complete mats. You can wrestle out of bounds as the rules are trying to accommodate this year for the wrestling in Star Valley. So it's great that they've got a venue big enough that can hold literally 4 mats on the main gym floor. All right, we've got this mat that the camera is focused on. They are coming up to an end, and coming up right after that is going to be Daryl Hunting. So we've got Daryl Hunting coming up, and he is in the 5th, 6th place match for the 144 weight bracket. Let's see where his opponent is from. I want to say that his opponent is from Rigby, based on the maroon singlet that he has got on. Let me just verify that is indeed the case. Daryl Hunting, and his opponent is Harnd from Rigby, wrestling for the 5th place. Daryl's going to be in white, and his opponent from Rigby in the maroon.
They did the switch, just like you said they would, JR. Got to watch those singlet changes.
Rigby looking for an ankle pick, then goes to a blast double, but goes out of bounds, so no points will be awarded with that. They'll head back to the center.
They did ding him for stalling. I think it was better than getting taken down. You know, he had to kind of work back quick to get his legs, keep his legs underneath him, but they did ding him for stalling, so that usually comes back in the 3rd round and haunts you if it's a close match. Definitely wasn't stalling. He was just not getting taken down. But refs will still award that as stalling.
A lot of hand fighting, trying to establish wrists. Daryl's got his head sucked in nice and tight there against his opponent. His opponent goes into a quick little single leg, pulls it right underneath his body, and Daryl's trying to lock up a cradle.
Boy, we could use about 5 more seconds. I think it would go our way. Actually, we're going to get it. We're going to get this. Oh, no, we're not. I thought we had we only had about 3 seconds left.
So no control there. Where this is the consolation bracket, they are still only doing 1-minute periods in the first period. So we're going to move on to the second period, still scoreless, 0-0. Daryl Hunting and his opponent from Rigby, Idaho. Daryl will be starting on top. His opponent quick to his feet. Daryl able to return him. He's got an arm bar,
doesn't he?
Yeah, now he's rolling a wrist underneath and abandons that, goes to a hard crossface. Now he's digging in for the barbed wire, abandons that, goes back to the crossface. And now he's just going to look for some wrist control. Another hard crossface.
They're going to call him.
Yeah, they're going to call him on that one.
I don't know. I think it was clean.
Yeah, they're going to call unnecessary roughness. He had his arm down by his side and may have come up just a little bit too far to the outside. His elbow came up as he went across the crossface. I've seen a lot harder than that not called.
I could just read the ref's face. I knew we were going to call it. I didn't think it was by any means unnecessary roughness, but in Wyoming, definitely not. In Idaho, they get a little bit, but I could tell by the ref's face he was a little nervous with the energy he was putting into that crossface. Great return.
Yeah, bounces his opponent's head off the mat.
That's always
there.
a little scary. Boy, almost had that arm. He could have about barred that up on this side.
Daryl's got both wrists, plowing his opponent over. He loses one wrist, but goes to a half. Oh, Daryl finds himself out of position and just throws himself to the mat. His opponent able to flip over on top. That's going to give up the 2-point reversal.
Boy, he immediately got a cross body on and ripping on his head and arm. And
it's going to make the score 3-0.
Oh, yes, with that penalty point. Now he puts 2 legs in, gets both legs off the mat. That is a tough position to get out of. We got 30 seconds still remaining, and he looks like he's hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
Daryl, I kind of sense that he was, well, maybe not. Doggone it. Well, after a 3-0 deficit, he does succumb to fall by that cross-body ride.
So Daryl will finish in 6th place for the tournament here at Madison. All right, the next match that we do have up is Hazen Hess, and he is going to be on deck to this match that is happening on the mat that you can see on the camera right now.
On the girls' 5th, 6th place match at 185 pounds, Brooklyn Peterson, Green Canyon versus Brooklyn Harvey, Hillcrest.
And it looks to me over on the girls' 3rd place match, they have cranked through their 3rd place matches. I wonder if they're going to move over to some more matches over there, but most likely not. I think they're going to continue in the format that they have currently, which is 5th, 6th place is on one mat and 3rd, 4th is on the other for both the girls and the boys. But the girls do seem to be moving a little bit faster than the boys do in this portion of the brackets.
Here we are. Hazen Hess.
I don't see him down there yet.
He's at the table.
Oh, there he is. All right.
I don't.
Snuck in there. I was looking for him on the sidelines.
He came from the other side, kind of sneaky about it.
All right, Hazen Hess is going to be wrestling in the 157 weight class against his opponent from Green Canyon, Bird.
Now, he stayed in the regular singlet, so it must not be a team policy to change for the championship matches, or at least not today. Oh, that was a great attempt off of that front headlock, but his opponent capitalized. I don't think they're going to give any points.
No,
though.
no points. His hands weren't on the mat.
He's just too quick. There, he freed his elbow out of that. Shucks by, goes to 2 for a 3-point lead with 25 remaining in the first. Hazen being particularly aggressive. That arm right there, they're probably going to get a little nervous. Looks like the ref just warned him, but he's going to let him run it. And here we go for some back points.
Nice.
And we are getting.
Yeah, he's going to get
he
pinned out of
gathered
that.
2. We got short time.
Boy.
Definitely would have been a fall.
Saved by the bell.
Yeah, the other opponent definitely says, I don't know if I want another round of that anyway, but he's going to get one. Hazen's choice.
He's going to defer. I wouldn't be surprised if they go neutral. Oh, no, he's going to pick top. His opponent's going to pick top.
Yeah, well, can you blame him?
No. After what Hazen just tied him into. Hazen looking for a switch, not able to do so, but gets right up to his feet.
And they're going to go 3 rather than 1 and 3. So immediate reversal. I think he's got his opponent out-wrestled on every position as we've seen here. So
he's got that chicken wing in on that far side. Now he's looking for a wrist. He's got it. Now he's going to run it up and around the head.
He's going to gather 2 again. Not quite. Kid hipped over. No points there. The score is 9-0 in favor of Hess, Star Valley.
Hazen's got a crossface on, got his opponent's shoulder to the mat.
Knows where he's at. Decides to get him in a little more before he runs that.
His opponent able to base up and makes it.
Oh, they're going to take injury time. I think he came.
Yeah. Hazen had a hold of that shoulder from the crossface and returned him back to the mat pretty hard on that shoulder. Nothing intentional or malicious, just simply the way that things go sometimes.
Yeah. Well, we hate to see anybody injured, and JR's right. It was just a slight lift return, but had that arm across. I don't know if it was across face or under claw, but it makes it difficult for that wrestler getting returned to brace himself. And most times the ref will call potential danger if there's an arm bar or a half or a body ride and they come to their feet, the ref will stop the action. In this case, there was no real opportunity to stop because it was just boom, boom, to the feet, quick return, to the feet, back down. So, and that actually is a safe and legal return to lift and dump him over, kind of flare that leg at the same time off of a claw ride. So, and even a crossface. And JR, it was you saw it better. You say he had a crossface on.
Well, he had a crossface, and his opponent had worked his way up to a base, and and then got up to his feet. Hazen elevated, reached over, grabbed a leg, but he still had the crossface on and just drove him out of bounds.
Yeah.
And landed him right on that shoulder that he had the crossface on.
Yep. Well, he's down about the 4-minute injury time. If it expires, if another 4-minute expires, they'll throw the match. And sometimes if they're hurt, they'll decide to do that even earlier. with a 9-0 deficit. And if he is hurt at all, I don't know if there's any advantage of continuing. It'd be really hard to get 9 points back on one shoulder. But I've seen wrestlers, if they're down by 2 or 3 and even hurt in half capacity, they'll say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to finish.
Looks like he's going to come back out and finish. So good that he's not injured. And let's see how the rest of the match goes. Hazen will start on top.
Now they got to fix that clock first. The table help still has injury time. There they go.
About a minute left in the second period. Hazen leads 9-0.
That was a great slick stand up and turn to get a 1 point escape. Out of bounds, no change.
All right, we lose him out underneath the mezzanine here.
Yeah.
Hazen's opponent almost seems like he's got a little bit.
There. He pancaked him off of his own shot and immediately goes to his back. And folks, this would 14-18. Yep. Well, this would ice it.
Tech foul it if he gets the 4.
Yep.
They're just going to let him finish the move.
On a tech fall, if you can still get the pin,
And
which he does, you get 1 more point for pinning.
The team. Yep.
So he indeed took that. It had his opponent bellied out, they would have still stopped the match on tech fall.
Good job for Hazen. He's going to finish in 5th.
And we got right below us here another Star Valley wrestler going for 3rd, and I believe this is Kobe?
No, this is Cameron Mickelson.
Sorry.
Cameron Mickelson in the 165 weight bracket, wrestling for 3rd place here. His opponent from Idaho Falls.
No score, 24 seconds remaining in the first round of this consolation championship match. Mickelson kind of does a slide by right on the out of bounds, but they do still stall him. And he turned to the ref and said, now why'd you do that? I initiated the last move, and he did. But it was just cutting it, letting the announcer make his announcement there as he announced Mickelson. Time's up, first round expires, score 0-0. We win the draw, defer to Idaho Falls.
Looks like Idaho Falls is going to go down, which in a scoreless match is pretty common.
Yeah.
Quick arm chop by Mickelson, in on the claw, crossbody.
Trying to scoop that Iowa on that near side blanket. Opponent has a free leg. Oh, that was a great stand up. Now, I hope they don't call that, yeah, they did. You know, he did indeed go backwards, but it was more of a sprawl because the other guy was pushing him, which some refs will say, oh, you still backed up, we're going to ding you. And we do have one stall against us, so we do have to be careful. You saw Coach Clark look at him and make a little stir motion with his finger saying, hey, we got to circle, got to circle. Circle's not only good to avoid stall call, but it usually sets up your shot. If you're going to wipe one way, window wipe one way, it usually helps them post a leg that you're going to attack. There it is right there, and he does it in perfect fashion as he was circling the one direction, changed and caught that ankle for that low, deadly single. He will lead this 3-1 after that beautiful takedown. Opponent does an excellent roll out to try to get a desperation move, and it works. We are still leading this, score 3-2. 45 seconds remaining in the second period of this consolation championship match. Mickelson from Star Valley, Idaho Falls, his opponent. Idaho Falls takes a shot of his own, gets in fairly deep. Mickelson does a great job spinning, working some action here. And he is trying to ice up, it looks like a cradle. His opponent does do a back trip and gets him on his butt. This could go not our way. Either opponent has about equal opportunity here to score. No points awarded yet. Alman is out. If we can hang on, and just right at the final 10 seconds, we let that head up as Idaho Falls takes the lead in this 5-3. Now we do have choice in the third round, and we're down by 2. Coach says, I recommend neutral. He says, I'm going down. I think Coach said down or neutral. So a reversal would tie this up. An escape would put him 1 point behind, but then a quick takedown would put him ahead by 2.
Quick sit out. Mickelson unable to get the arm underneath the leg, and his opponent able to flatten him back out again here.
His opponent does have an arm bar on. Chicken wing, single chicken wing, and he's working for the wrist. I don't know what he's trying to do with that other wrist, to be honest with you. That's where, he could be improving his move. He may be just trying to bring that up to get a double arm bar is my guess. Okay, in a precarious situation here with one arm bar. His opponent looking to power half him out, actually takes the wrist. He's got his bottom leg out. This is not a good situation for us. And he does indeed get rolled through. There's no swipes yet. He broke that 90. If we can continue on.
Pull his arm out of there, Mickelson.
Yep. There it is. He got his arm free. We are now in position to possibly get our own score. Oh.
Potentially dangerous, right?
Yeah. Yep, coach is saying you got to go on the inside of the leg. He was over the top, but boy, almost in a good scoring position if it wasn't for that potentially dangerous call. 59 seconds remaining in the third. We trail by 2. His opponent's very heavy rider on that armbar. Even though he just got a short fist in there, with that cross wrist combination, it makes it very, very tough for Mickelson to break out of his position and start getting where he can be free.
38 seconds left.
As soon as he let go of that cross wrist, he sunk that arm bar in, goes for a half, and he's content here just riding out. He doesn't have to work. He's ahead. But he does get 2 secured, and that's the most dangerous position we can be in on that arm bar. All we can do now is fight legs, as you see Mickelson is doing a great job doing. He was lifting and bracing with his legs.
10 seconds left.
10, 7, and right on the buzzer, we're going to lose a few to some swipes here. And great job. Cameron Mickelson making the Consolation Championships, taking home the 4th place honors at the Madison Invitational 2025. Smart wrestler. The other wrestler was very, very methodical and smart to stay in position, and even was able to secure points at the end.
All right, so now over on this mat, we've got Damian Burgess and Carson Clapp, both of Star Valley, going to be wrestling off for the 5th and 6th place.
And you say this is their second match in as many days?
Yes.
Wrestled against each other? Well.
Should be a good match. And I think I'm actually going to dip out for this one. I'm going to let Blake run the camera
get some
and
cheering
the microphone.
going. You're in a great place to cheer over there a little bit. So, all right. Damian in on does a great cutback and gets the first points on the board, 3-0, with Carson Clapp on the bottom now. Carson attempts a switch. Damian does a good job blocking that. All right, we're down to the final 20 seconds of the first round with a Star Valley Brave to Brave matchup. Carson Clapp against Damian Burgess, both from Star Valley. Burgess leads this one 3-0. Almost gets a tilt secured there. Carson does a great job preventing that. And we're down to the final 3 seconds. And there's time right on the clock when Clapp dang near secured a reversal. Burgess choice, defers. Clapp goes down. Entering the second round, still 3-0. Try to keep that camera rolling. We got a beam right there coming, but boy, that's anyone's score. Looks like Clapp may come out on top of this, and there's the reward to square this match up a little more, 2-3. Damian trying to get Clapp high. Clapp's got a leg in, maybe 2. I think he does have 2 in. That's a tough position to break. We got a minute remaining in the second round as Burgess leads by 1. Again, folks, this is medal matches. Everything is from here on out. This one here's for the 5th and 6th place podium. And he has both legs around the body and is working on ripping on the head. The ref is going to stop that and give 1 point. Now, I think they gave that to the wrong person, and the ref is trying to correct that now. So, yeah, scores 2-4 in favor of Burgess. I believe Clapp got a little bit too much around the body, both of his legs. They weren't on the legs at all, and they're going to call an illegal move. Clapp goes for a cradle, suicide cradle. Burgess, oh, sorry, folks, got the camera out of whack. Burgess takes advantage of that, kind of bear hugs around. It's still anyone's move, but I think they're going to start counting swipes here in favor of Burgess. And it looks like they already have those counted, and we're going to go fall. Congratulations, both Star Valley wrestlers, as they secure 5th and 6th place finishes. Damian Burgess takes 5th. Well, great match. Oh, we're rolling.
Sorry, I took a moment off on that one. I didn't want to be biased, especially where that's a Star Valley match. So yeah. I'm just going to take a break. So I'm sure Blake did a great job of announcing that one. So that'll put Damian into 5th place, Carson Clapp into 6th place for the tournament. Let's see who else we've got coming up here. That may be our last wrestler. That is. And so now we are just going to be waiting for the finals on both the boys and the girls side. So we're actually going to take a quick break here because they are going to reorganize the mats here and get set up for the finals. The finals is set to start at 2:30. So we're going to have about a half an hour break here before we get started into those finals. We are a little bit ahead of schedule, which is actually unheard of for a wrestling tournament. So we may end up a little bit sooner than 2:30, but I believe the plan right now is 2:30 for the finals. So we're going to take a break right now. Thanks for tuning in, and we will be back. Welcome back, Star Valley Brave Nation. We have the finals now for the Madison tournament taking place here in Rexburg, Idaho. We are getting ready to do the face-off and go into the finals. They are going to be doing the national anthem here shortly. We have 5 boys in the finals and 7 girls in the finals. Should be some great wrestling here coming up. And we're going to pause for just one short moment as we go to the national anthem.
Nice little display of patriotism and respect for the flag. We waited till it went all the way up in the reel.
All right, girls are on the cat mat. Boys are on the Idaho International Guard mat. Line up for the face-off.
Okay, we're about to do the face-off. I'm guessing they're going to do both boys and girls at the same time, just alternate weights. Is that right, JR? Are they going to run all the way through one and then go to the other?
For the sake of the camera coverage, I hope they do all the way through. Make it a lot easier rather than jumping back and forth. But we're a little bit of a bad angle for the boys' mat in that they're really close to us. But then the girls' mat, I can already see that we're going to have people standing up in the middle of the mats, and so that's going to make it a little bit hard to get the girls' mats too.
I think they'll clear it out. Looks like they're clearing a little bit, but I think their officials might even be, that might be their resting spot too. They're not coaching. Star Valley leads the tournament by the way of Lady Braves. Second place with the boys.
So they're doing the boys face-off currently.
There's the girls.
Yep, they're going to do them both.
Carly Angell, Star Valley versus an undefeated opponent. Star Valley. Hiy Roberts. Kaston Johnson, Star Valley. Almost looks like a duel of Star Valley versus everybody else.
Back to the boys at 132. It's Jordan Boyd of Madison. Hazen Thompson, Century. On the cat mat at, where are we? 126. I lost my track. 132, Bailey Taylor, Green Canyon. Mackenzie Scott, Blackfoot. At 130 pounds for the boys, Burke, Peterson, Shelley, Tell, Perry, Scarley.
Got Mr. Tell Perry, 138 for first and second.
At 138 pounds on the cat mat, it's Cara Andrews, Star Valley. Versus Remington, Alman, Star Valley.
2 Star Valley Lady Braves going to go for first and second on the ladies' side. Cara Andrews, Remy, Alman.
It's Hazen from Madison versus Colby Merritt, Star Valley.
Another Star Valley, Colby Merritt against Ace Ingram from Madison.
At 145 pounds in the girls' division, it's Vil Foreman, Star Valley versus Josie Beauty, Grace. At 150 pounds on the other
Vil Foreman.
it's DJ Snyder, Idaho Falls versus Hiy Robertson, Star Valley.
Ty Thompson, Star Valley.
52 pounds on the cat mat, it's Skylar Cloud, Grace versus Samantha Harper, Bear Lake. At 157 pounds in the boys division, it's Braxton Hannah, Madison versus Trevor McLean, Century. At 165 pounds on the cat mat, Presley Bennett, Preston versus Brook Schwab, Star Valley.
Brook Schwab, another Lady Brave, go for first and second, Star Valley.
On the Idaho National Guard mat, at 165 pounds, Cooper Burke, Star Valley versus Max Jones, Boyden.
And Cooper Burke for the championship, Star Valley.
At 185 pounds in the girls' division, it's Kale Carter, Malad versus Hallie Speckman, Preston. At 175 pounds in the boys' division, Trey Smith, Jerome versus Damian Avila, Blackfoot. And on the cat mat at 235 pounds, it's Bella Smith, Malad versus Cashley, Hepworth, Scarley.
And we round out the girls' face off with Cassie Hepworth going for first and second.
At 190 pounds in the boys' division, Eli Wheatley, Green Canyon versus Jonathan Young, Hero. At 215 pounds in the boys' division, Grant Thompson, Star Valley versus McGregor Miller, South Fremont.
Well, Grant Thompson,
And
McGregor Miller.
it's Rex Ellis Madison versus Sam Tanner, Green Canyon.
Well-built heavyweights, isn't it, JR?
Yeah, I was going to say those aren't the typical heavyweights for the boys division that you're seeing. Very trimmed,
Now, Cooper
tall.
Burke did take the center, but I was looking over the girls, right?
Yes.
Okay. So we have Cooper Burke also in the finals. All right, Carly Angell. Her opponent is quite, as JR would put it, a resume. Having just won the largest, most prestigious Idaho tournament, the Raleigh Lane. Coming off also a win against another, some kind of Idaho Rumble. And opponent who wrestled 107 last year has dropped to 100 this year. That usually means they put a little time in summer camps and such. Carly Angell, her first appearance at the Madison Championships, first and second. And her opponent, an undefeated wrestler from West J. I believe she's the only West Jefferson opponent, which means her family probably pays the price, do some extra. So Carly Angell against West Jefferson. I forget her name, Mesri, I think. All right, wrestling action's underway for the Lady Braves. Star Valley's Carly Angell. Mesri trying to get that 2-on-1. Carly doing a good job fighting it off. Pumps the elbow off and takes a shot. Almost gets in. Mesery does a great job of defending that and tries to get an underhook on one side, gets her in a front headlock position. Now, Carly knows what to do there. Well, sometimes. She's just going to peel it off rather than do an elephant trunk. 0-0. Just over 30 seconds expired in the first round of this championship bout, Madison Invitational. Carly takes a shot. Mesery capitalizes on that, gets her in front headlock position. Carly's got to be really careful here because very experienced wrestler. She's wrestling, probably knows about 5 combinations she can do from there. She does a great job of breaking out of that, coming back into both facing each other, neutral position. We're down to about 1 minute remaining in the first period, still 0-0 against one undefeated opponent, and Star Valley Carly Angell. Carly takes a shot, runs out of real estate. Might have been a good thing. Her opponent's hips were pretty heavy on that shot. We go back to center, 50 seconds remaining, 0-0 in this championship bout. Carly being a little cautious, a couple fakes there, but she is being a little cautious. I'd like to see her a little more forward momentum there, forward motion. Both opponents experienced hand fighters. We're down about 25 seconds remaining in the first period, a scoreless first period in this championship bout for Lady Braves' Carly Angell. Tal Person's on the mat, and this is where we've got to get a score. And she does get an excellent shot. She's driving with her hips, and we go out of bounds almost. No points yet. Either opponent can score here with 10 seconds left. And there she doubles up. Oh, and runs out, flat runs out of mat space with 6 seconds remaining. We got to start up again. But boy, she just about had her hips underneath her. An excellent shot and was working for a deeper penetration. And time expires, 0-0. Neither opponent was able to put any points on the board. Her opponent, Mesery, defers. Carly, coaches are saying down, and I think she did take down. Is that right, JR?
It looks like it,
okay.
yep.
I don't know what it's like to be under this girl, but I imagine it's going to be pretty tough. So I'd like to have seen him be neutral in that first round. Carly was the one doing the shots and the initiation. There she is on her feet almost immediately. Stuffs the head, gets in the whizzer position. Her opponent recovers with a single leg. Still has the whizzer on. She may need to let go of that whizzer now. I can't see because of the middle sections blocking our view. But it looks like Carly is to her feet again, not quite able to get an escape. So back down she goes as we lose 15 seconds in this second round. Carly knows she can get to her feet, and if she can seal off and catch that hand first, almost hits a switch. Her opponent tries to drop her back. She's got to immediately come right back up here, and she gets sealed off. Her opponent does good at crashing her hips. Carly's twisting and shouting. She does have one hand caught, and one leg is up. Now she's got to be careful because she has a wrist that has been given up here, but she does have the right hand. But her opponent having that wrist can sink a half in really quick. And Carly's got her head down on the mat. In a tough situation there. We've got to readjust. If we can get a restart here. There, she brings one leg up. She's high. If she can reach back and dump her over, her opponent's definitely high. She recovered well, though. Recovered well. Still 0-0. We're about 55 seconds left in this second period. Carly's got, she's got a deep half on. Carly's got to pinch down as hard as she can there. Maybe not reach too far to peel it off because that can just make it deeper. We're down to 40 seconds left in this period, still 0-0. Carly's got to pinch down. I'm hoping she can hear anything. She's kind of on the other side and no coaches there, and it's pretty loud. So her opponent changes off to a barbed wire, isn't successful. Carly's successful at breaking that half, so great job to her for not succumbing to a really tight half Nelson. Her opponent now changes off to an arm bar. And she is going to get swipes out of this one. And we've got short time, folks. If she can just bridge out, we got down to 7-5. We're rooting for the time here. And, oh, darn, with only 3 seconds remaining, her opponent does get the fall. Well, great fight off the bottom. Like I said, I wouldn't have picked bottom on that opponent. I would have been neutral. but we learned. Because Carly was definitely the initiator and had the shots. Even top position, but you know what? She gave a great fight, almost had 0-0 clear into 3 rounds on an undefeated opponent. So congratulations, Carly Angell takes runner-up, second place, the 2025 Madison Invitational.
All right, it looks like the next person that we're going to be having up is we've got a Lady Brave, Hiy Robertson, coming up in the 114 weight class. That's going to be on deck to the match that we currently have. This might actually space out fairly well for us. Hopefully we can get a bunch of the the Lady Braves matches in, then get some of the boys matches, and then back to the girls matches. So hopefully we won't have 2 run at the same time, but inevitably that's going to happen. And Madison in the 98 weight class is going to come away with the win in the boys division. Over on the girls' mat, looks like the South Fremont possibly has got it in
Idaho Falls.
Deep. One more time?
Malad and Idaho.
Okay, it looks like Malad's on top.
Yeah, Malad and Idaho Falls. I think Malad, the colors are kind of about the same. You got the Bengals and the Tigers. Let's see, did I get those right? But I think Malad might have been the one that just. Oh, she's looking at the red.
Malad just got pinned, I believe. I think that was Idaho Falls. Yeah, but Idaho Falls with the pin.
That was a freshman-senior matchup. The senior, I believe, was Price, and she did come up short on that. Excuse me, Braley Price is an 11th grader.
All right, so we've got another Lady Brave coming up now on the red mat. Hiy Robertson.
Hiy Roberts had a great year. She won the Braves Brawl. I believe she won the Marsh Valley Invite. Didn't quite get a placing at the Mountain Crest tournament. So record should be all wins with just those 2 losses from that tournament. Hallie, the number 1 seed coming into this, has major decision or pinned her way to the finals with a record of 11-2. Her opponent, the number 2 seed.
Hallie's got a front headlock on and is going to release that.
Her opponent looks like 17-3. So both pretty good records both ways here. We've talked about Hallie's blast double before, and I'm going to predict it here again. I think she's going to lay on the head for a while, get her opponent to react, and she's going to go underneath. Hallie in on that double. Got some elevation here. Changes off to 1 leg attempt, and she's going to heist that up to the side. Let's see if she does a back heel. Oh, and her opponent does the no score yet, but boy, she did get kind of a funk roll there. Hard to see with the folks in the way of the camera, but they did finally give that takedown. So Hallie trails by 3. Looks like a leg rider, JR.
You know, surprisingly, we have seen more legs this week, you know, getting the legs in than we did in the prior weeks, I believe. But even then, I'm surprised that we haven't seen more leg riding. We'll see a lot more of that when we get into the Wyoming competition. Hiy trying to clear those hips out from underneath her opponent, not able to.
Yeah, broke the leg right
do
at
it
least.
very well, yeah. Her opponent's doing a really good job of covering the hips, making sure that they're squared up. Makes it hard to tripod up and get an escape.
You see her opponent up on her toes, all of her weight's on the back shoulder blades of Hiy. It does put her a little out of position being high, which Hiy can take advantage of, but it also makes it tough to do probably here. She comes to her feet, big return.
I think that's exactly what her opponent was looking for. She's waiting for Hiy to get up to her feet so she can mat return her.
Yep, sometimes off that mat return you can get a Turk on the legs or sneak in another move. So this one right below us here is Wes Banta's I don't believe
grandnephew is what he said.
Yeah, yep. And he's a freshman, undefeated record of 29-0. Grayson Packer. Packer's kind of married into my family, my wife's family, so we like to watch those guys. They're always great competitor. His older brother, Jackson Packer. And he's wrestling Takita from Skyline, who was state runner-up and I believe a Fargo placer as well. So these guys are matched very well. Hiy's fighting off that leg right again, gets her opponent high, comes to her feet. She's going to twist and shout, and we're going to call out of bounds. Now that is close to being a stall call. If the opponent runs with them and doesn't try to attempt to trip or return, Hiy's got to adjust her shoulder brace a little. Looks like she just said, I don't need this. Let's get back to wrestling action. Waiting for the action there a little bit. I think her top opponent's content to try to ride out. We're only in the second period, I believe, JR. Is that?
That's correct. We're only
and
in the
Hiy
second
is
period.
to her feet. She's been here many times. We've just got to somehow hit that bee sting. Standing switch. Her opponent returns her back. Return to the same position with that one lonely takedown. 3-0 match. And she has her legs in. And let's hope she's not getting a count here, but it's going to be close. No, she is getting a count against her right as the towel person comes out with about 10 seconds left in the round. We end that period. It is going to come at the sacrifice of 4 back points. But I believe it is Hiy's choice. She's going to go neutral or top. Looks like she changed and said, let's go top. She hasn't had a chance to be here yet, so maybe this is right where she needs to be. Caution against her opponent for starting a little early. Opponent does a fantastic roll through and is likely going to get the reversal, and it indeed does, to chalk up another 2 points. It's a risk you take, on that draw. She hadn't had a chance to be on top. I feel good about her on her feet. I think that was the next choice as the Coach Waldron. I did say neutral might be the best. But, you take a risk, and that was a risk that she did take. Her opponent obviously very sound on the bottom position as well. So if we can get 1 point escape and get back to our feet again, Hiy can go feet to back, which she has done many times. So we're not out of this race yet. They're going to give stalling a stalling warning. We're 1 minute left in this match. And there comes some sacrifice back points again and a fall. Congratulations, Hiy Robertson, runner-up, the Madison Invite for 2025.
Lydia Thompson, Marsh Valley winner by fall.
Up next, Kaston Johnson from Star Valley.
It's Kaston Johnson, Star Valley, Surrey, Tomorrow, South Fremont. We need a 100-pound Perry and Angell, Star Valley, to the podium. Perry and Angell to the podium, please.
I think Carly's probably out licking her wounds. Hopefully she heard that announcement. And if not,
Here
maybe.
she comes. No, that's not Carly, is it?
Yeah, it's Carly. Carbon went and rounded her up. Kaston in the front headlock position. Well, kind of actually has an underhook and an over. Attempts a throw there. Her opponent, elephant trunks that right arm and keeps her from throwing. Kaston being aggressive here. She is definitely putting in her part of her effort. There's a nice shot from Kaston. Gets her hips underneath her. Her opponent does a hard cross base, but Kaston's holding on strong. She got to keep on following her, keep facing. She tries to hip over on the other side, and it's going to work to the advantage of her opponent, who gets the first points, 3-0. Opponent switches sides with a half. Doesn't get it. Kaston does a good job keeping her head way high. She's scooting back in off her elbows, which is really smart. You don't want to reach back with your hands because they'll catch that near wrist or under wrist, cross wrist. See how she's trying to get that cross wrist on with both of them. So Kaston uses her elbows, which is smart, to kind of go back and fight off those hands. Now her opponent is starting to drive her hands under. Kaston frees one up, gets it back out to the front. Now, the only better position we can be is we got to get back to our base so we can bring a leg up. Oh, excuse me, that was Grayson Packer. Related by, marriage family, but yeah, Banta is who's the grand nephew. And he's coming up in another couple bouts. So Grayson Packer did win that one on the boys' side as Kaston enters the second round. Kaston chose down, is that right?
I'm not sure. I'm sorry.
Well, the camera guys, I think
that.
they were seeing it. We're trying to look at a few different mats when we shouldn't have been during the downtime. But Kaston, nonetheless, on the down position.
They're trying to stack her
she
up.
does. That stack got a two swipe, I'm afraid. And there's a 2-point deficit. Their opponent takes this one 5-0. Takes the lead 5-0, I should say, with a minute 30 remaining in the second round. Now here again, 5 points used to sound like quite a lead. Anymore, that's a takedown and a real quick 2-second near fall. So now Kaston does get turned, looks like in a single arm bar, chicken wing, and I don't believe there was any swipes there. And she recovers well. Can't quite see the action there. But we're down to 45 seconds remaining in the second period. Kaston Johnson in the finals for the Lady Braves in the 120-pound weight class. And I did see that. That was a half, and it was tight. And Kaston does succumb that one by fall. the way to go for making the finals.
Still a great tournament by Kaston Johnson to take second place at this this meet. You know, we got 20 teams here. There's some tough competition.
Absolutely. That was Tavares, one of our good coach's daughters from South Fremont.
6 pounds in the girls division on the cat mat. It's Hudson Hills Green Canyon versus Bella Evans Grace.
Edens from Grace.
We're going to zoom on out here and try and pick up both mats as much as we can. Neither mat is currently a Star Valley wrestler. Quick update on the team scores. We've got Star Valley on the girls' side, leading the competition at 216 points. Malad pulling up in second at 176. Preston at 150. Idaho Falls High School at 130.5. And Green Canyon at 128. Give me 1 second here, and we will pull up the boys' score and see where we're sitting on the team scores there. All right, currently on the boys' side, Madison High School has really pulled away at this point, 231.5 points. They lead by 81 points over Star Valley. Star Valley pulling up in second place, 150.5 points. Jerome, Idaho at 126. Century at 121.5. And South Fremont at 117. And that rounds out your top 5. So Star Valley in a solid second place for the boys tournament, and the girls, the Lady Braves, running away with the girls tournament.
This is Wes's grandnephew that we interviewed Wes a little bit yesterday, former Star Valley wrestling assistant coach under our great Coach Clark for a little while. And this is Boyden Banta from South Fremont. So the Bantas have long roots in Star Valley, of course. We've got Tyler Banta and his wife. And they haven't awarded any points yet, but there it is right there.
Banta currently leads this match 3-0.
Banta, three-time defending state champion, going for his fourth title this year. So That right there, you don't see that move much, but it's going to work for him. See how he sucked him up in his pocket, rolled him right over, and then was trying to sink a half in, but the opponent must have known it was coming and was able to free up some space, and Banta wasn't able to get any points off of it. But that was a really good, quick shuck and a shot by Banta, and he's got it deep. Circles around the ankle. Opponent has a short draw on the whizzer. As soon as he loses that, that will be 3. Well, we didn't. He was smart. Got a little blood time, but see him scramble out of that. Nope, no points. Madison wrestler. I'll tell you, Madison has a showing today, don't they?
Yes, they do, especially on the boys' side of the tournament.
They do. They've got, I know, here just a couple more matches. Ace Ingram will be in the finals against one of our Star Valley again. So Madison and Star Valley is matching up at least those 2 times in the lighter weights. Girls are definitely taking the lead as far as pins, aren't they? They're moving right through their tournament. We do have Star Valley versus Star Valley coming up right now, as we have Cara Andrews, who will face teammate Remy Alman. Now, I don't believe these two have ever wrestled in a real match. I stand.
On the deck mat, Cara Andrews, Star Valley versus Hazen Alman, Star Valley.
Here we are, action underway. JR and I had a bet of who's going to win, and I'm winning. I said Star Valley's going to win, and he didn't want to.
Did we now?
He didn't want to bet against me because I think I'm in pretty good odds to win that bet.
Well, let's see here. So the only way that I win that is with a double forfeit.
Well, life's all about chances and bets. You're welcome to join in or chicken out, but I'm standing my ground.
And you're going to have to help me out here on this one, Blake, because I can't tell the difference between the two.
So Cara's one poised to get the points, and I think they did award that 3-point takedown. So
Cara's got the ponytail, and
they both have.
Remy has the
double
pigtails.
Yeah, pigtails. You're right. Good way of putting it. Now, these are both extremely talented wrestlers. Cara Andrews knocked off a defending state champion last year to win a title of her own. Remy Alman made it to the finals to take second place for the state of Wyoming. So we're talking about a state champ and a runner-up at state right here.
And they were in different weight classes, obviously, last year at that state championship.
Yep. So Remy does a nice little roll through, gets Cara in a little bit of a precarious situation, and is at least going to get a 2-point reversal off of it. So we're at 2-3 on what otherwise was a 3-0 match. Seemed like there's distance, but here again, you can narrow that gap really quick as we wind down the final 20 seconds of this Star Valley versus Star Valley Lady Braves matchup. She's going to release her. So Remy cuts Cara, so let's go back to her feet. That puts Cara ahead by 1. She leads this match 2-4. I'm not sure I would have cut with that many seconds left. You know what I mean?
Right, just ride it out for 7, 8 seconds.
I don't know if she was aware, because it wasn't cost or anything trying to ride her out. Sometimes you'll cut if it looks like you're going to get, their opponent's getting a Grammy or whatever. on the Banta match, opponent tried to do a cross lateral drop. Banta stopped it in its motion and did get the takedown on that. Back to those Lady Braves. Cara starting on the bottom. Remy on top. Remy driving a hard half. Cara staying nice and square as this 2-4 Brave versus Brave, Lady Brave versus Lady Brave matchup. 2 points separates the two. Cara doing a little bit of a scrambling on her own, and she's going to gain the 2-point reversal there to widen the gap 6-2. Cara's working for that cradle. I believe she's head to the knee and got it locked up. She's going to come towards herself, get that bottom knee in the side if she can, but Remy's got to do all that she can to start kicking and fighting right now. Notice she locks her leg. She's trying not to go over. There's a minute remaining, and great job, Remy, as she was able to break that lock.
It's Hazen Thompson Century versus Jordan William Madison.
Goes for a near leg dump, and it works in behalf of Cara. Remy is now in a tough situation. That's going to be, and she does a great job. Remy steps through, catches Cara's leg, pulls it back towards her, which prevents that real heavy exposure, but Cara was able to readjust and spin towards the head, and that's where it really gets fatal. Tough, tight position. Remy did a good job. She did indeed break out of that screwdriver, but Cara sucked it up tight, and she will be our champion at 150.
138 pounds, winner by fall, Cara Andrews, Southern.
There we go. Cara Andrews, congratulations, young lady, and Remy Alman, congratulations, as we take the first and second place position there at the 2025 Madison Invitational.
It looks like we've got Vil Foreman coming up now on the girls' mat.
No rest. Well, it's about time we saw Vil. Folks, we have not seen Vil yet.
Well, we saw her this morning.
Oh, okay, I take that back.
Before you got here, but it was a short match.
Was it? Oh, this is the newbie girl. Tough girl. Vil hasn't had a match go all 3 periods yet this year. She has either teched or pinned all of her opponents that I'm aware of. She remains undefeated on the season. In fact, she's 2 seasons undefeated, 3 if you count a partial season last year. So Vil is a force to be reckoned with. Newbies, of course, the older brother, 4-time state champion, Hans Newby out of Grace. And their coach used to be from Riverton. The Newbies moved from Riverton, Wyoming some years ago, and they are now Grace. So, Vil has an awesome double leg takedown to chalk up 3 points, 3-0. Got an arm bar now.
Yep.
Newby, a senior with a record of 15-2 from Grace. Vil, a senior with a record of 12-0 coming into this tournament from Star Valley. And there's at least 4 more points coming our way. She doesn't break the move, so she continues on in this. She's got it fairly deep. This is going to be a fall, I believe, folks. That's going to be tough to get out of. And we've got over 7, well, actually we're down to 15 seconds. So Newby may be able to keep shifting and twisting and doing a little fighting to stay off, and she comes back to her belly. And here comes a 4-point award to lead this 7-0 as we come to the expiration of the first round. A number 1 and number 2 matchup here. Vil Foreman taking the number 1 position as an undefeated returning state champ. Grace Newby from Grace, Josie Newby from Grace, the number 2 seed.
Vil's going to start on bottom. I do believe that was the election of the Grace wrestler.
This Grace wrestler actually won the Tiger Grizz last year at 132. So she was, and also won this same tournament last year at 138. So pretty strong wrestler here on the girls' side representing Grace.
She's got a half in on Vil.
Newbie was also made it the consolation finals at the Raleigh Lane last week, coming in 4th place. About a minute 5 remaining in the second round. No change of position as Vil leads this 7-0.
Vil able to get to her feet. Now she's going to get an escape. That'll bring the score 8-0 in favor of Vil.
In lines now for a major decision should no other points be scored. Vil just a very strong, solid, I mean, obviously she has a little bit more experience than most of the other girls, having started with the boys, at least a 1-year overlap. There's a nice double leg attempt. Josie does a good job at just kind of putting those hips real low and sprawling out. Back to the feet they go as the towel person steps on the mat with about 10 seconds remaining in this second period championship match. Newbie has that Russian tie on, trying to work something off a 2-on-1.
And they're going to run out of time.
Vil gets choice.
Right.
Where do you think she's going? I bet she's going to go neutral. I just have a feeling. Nope, she's going to go back down.
Oh, wow.
She did get out, but it took about their whole round. She says, I'll go where your strong point is. I don't mind. I'm up by 8. Newbie gets a leg in and is working for a power half. Both legs are in. Yeah, I'd have liked to see them back neutral. You know, we dominated on the feet. Down position, you know, you could tell that Newbie's a tough rider. And that's where Newbie chose, but Vil got away. And I'm confident she'll do it again, but she's going to put some effort into it.
Stalemate. We're going to get right back to the middle here. Wouldn't be surprised to see Vil try for a switch right off the get-go. Up to her feet, looking for that switch. She's got the leg.
Got to keep on scooting towards her.
Her opponent did a good job of covering that.
Trying to get a leg in there again as Vil fights to keep that leg from coming. This might be the first 30 rounds that Vil has went. I'm going to predict that she's going to get out and get some more back points of her own.
Coming up on 50 seconds left in the match in the third period here. Vil still fighting off bottom.
Boy, she does have a very hard crossbody right on there. And she's probably waiting for Vil to reach to kind of get a power half secured there. She brings her head up. All right, we're out now. Let's go, Vil.
Vil up to her knees, building the base.
She just needs to, there's, come on, start twist
and shout.
Twist and shout. Gotta be careful, don't get sucked back there. Opponent tries a hard cross face. Vil knows what to do there. We're down to final 15 seconds. Vil Foreman leads us 8-0 championship match. She's not used to going 3 rounds, but this one may indeed get there. And this match is going to end.
Up.
Yeah. No points by her opponent. Scoring comes all from Vil as she takes this title at the Madison Invitational.
Great match for Vil. Great tournament. That'll help only increase the margin of victory or the Star Valley Lady Braves.
Yes. Boy, Grace has got quite the girls program going, don't they?
Yeah, they do. We've seen a lot of their wrestlers out there, on the girls' side especially. I do think that we are getting close to some of the boys' matches. And I think this is the fourth matchup that we have seen on the boys' mat between Madison and Century.
Wow. Oh, cross lat. That was pretty handy. Did you see that right on the out of bounds?
Oh, no, this is a continued match. So maybe this is only the third matchup between these two, but still. Seem to be meeting each other quite a bit. Okay, now we got Vil Perry coming up on the boys' mat. Vil Perry in the 138 weight class. He finished second last week in the Box Elder tournament.
You know, this is interesting because the Shelley opponent took out the number 2 seed who came into this tournament from Blackfoot with an 18-2 record. So Shelley Peterson, a senior with a record of 22-5, takes out the number 2 to face Star Valley's Vil Perry in the finals.
Vil Perry, Star Valley versus Peterson, Shelley.
Vil Perry, a returning 2-time back-to-back state champion for the Braves, going for his 3rd title as a junior this year. Been on the podium every tournament, has he not?
Yes, he has. He hasn't
Box
finished.
Wilt Elder and the Richardson Memorial.
I was gonna say, I don't think he's finished any further than second. Tel's got a headlock in.
He's comfortable there. You know,
Yes.
a lot of people feel like they might get drug out. Tel
Going for a back trip
Excellent
and
change
transitions
up.
to a single leg. Now he's going to probably elevate that leg, and his opponent able to kick out.
Yeah, good wrestling. Yeah, Tel reminds me of there was a former high school wrestler, undefeated. His name's Kerry Colott. And Colott was one that would actually hunt for that front headlock. And Tel's good there, whether he's going to initiate a move from it or use it as a setup. He's comfortable getting there. Just like there, you saw him use it just to set up that shot.
His opponent doing a shuck by, Tel not falling for it. Just faces right back up with his opponent. Still no score here in the first period.
Tel's opponent here took 3rd place in the USA Western States Championship. So consolation champion in the USA Western States Championship. Also 3rd in freestyle.
Tel's got a headlock, was able to transition back around, and they're going to say he didn't get there in time.
Huh?
So we're going to go 0-0 into the second period. Tel's choice, he's going to defer, and his opponent is going to choose down.
His opponent also 2nd in district last year, which is equivalent of our similar to regionals, and then 4th place finish at state in his division.
Now we do have someone coming up on the girls' mat up there. Is that?
Oh yes, we do. That's going to be. Is it Brooke already?
I was going to say, is that Brooke?
Well, we got there quick, didn't we? Maybe we can.
So we are going to zoom out, see if we might be able to get both here. So we've got Vil Perry on the lower mat, the white mat, and we've got Brook Schwab on the upper mat there.
Brooke had a little slip there, which in USA Freestyle, they would actually start you back on your feet. Her throw didn't work, so she gets taken down. Score 3-0. A little potentially dangerous. Actually, they're going to call that illegal. I think there was a full Nelson. So Brooke trails by 2 in this 3-1 championship match.
Vil Perry match, they work out the side. Tel's still going to be on bottom here. Or excuse me, on top.
Are we still 0-0?
Yes, still 0-0. Tell started the second period on top. Nice tight waist by Tell to keep his opponent right underneath him.
Brooke comes to her base, grabs a limb on the girls' side, tries pulling her opponent over. Opponent says, I'm not going to give into that today, goes to a power half. And Brooke has got to she keeps that leg up nice, but if she can reach and kind of peel that off somehow, because that's great job, great job.
Tell's digging on an arm, not able to get it out yet. Oh, he must have it because he's starting to step around the head. He's got the wrist control on the other side. Let's see if he can step it through. His opponent doing a great job of maintaining his hips away from Tell.
I'd say.
That's hard when you're rolled up on a wrist and he's got an arm bar in.
He's gonna go
Tell's going to go for a tilt now.
Little ball and chain. I think he almost got it. Brooke, no change of position back on the girls' mat. She still trails by 2 and is in the down position with about 15 seconds left in the period.
Tell's got his opponent rolled up on a wrist. He still has that arm bar in. He's going to try and step around the head again. Lost the wrist and so lost the momentum moving that around his head.
Brooke steps over. Be better if she was in the inside of that leg, but no change as we end that period 3-1. Star Valley trails by 2.
It's Tell's choice to start this third period. He's going to start down, so there's still 0-0 score.
Wow.
Tell's going to try and get an escape point here and see if he might be able to put the first point on the board.
Back on the Schwab mat, the girls' mat. Schwab in on the top, her opponent on the bottom.
Tell looking for a switch, and his opponent got caught out of position. Tell's going to be able to get back behind, and he's going to get a 2-point reversal. And there's the first points of the match.
Back on. Good job, Tell. I wish it would have went the same way for the girls, but about the same time, Brooke got reversed. And we're now in this match 7-1. And I think we might be giving up back points if not close. Looks like they are doing the swipes on the girls' side.
Tell's got in and that's one of his favorite moves right now with that arm bar, stepping around the head, but he lost the other wrist and did not get any near fall points out of it. Tough match for Brook Schwab. She's still having a wonderful season. A second place finish here at this tournament is nothing to shake your head about. That's a great finish for her.
Great job, Brooke. Runner up at the 2025 Madison Invitational.
So we're going to come back down here to Tell Perry's match that's still going on. Tell currently leads that. I believe it's going to be, let's see here, at a reversal.
Got 2 swipes, or did he?
I don't think he got any swipes, so I think he's still only up 2-0.
Boy, he's a heavy rider, isn't he? You just look at that wrist control, and even when he lost both wrists, he has so much weight on his opponent's blades. Notice he just dropped right there and crashed his hips down.
We're in the third period, probably looking at 30, 40 seconds left. We can't see the clock from here.
Now, parallel riding, they're going to, they dung him for stalling there. We don't want to get another one of those and then have him escape. That'll be another overtime for a Perry. We've already seen enough of that heart attack.
His opponent rolls well. Tell's got that tight waist on, able to maintain that roll.
We got the towel tapper on the mat.
And that's it. That's going to do it. So that's a minor decision win for Tell Perry, but that's going to be a champion in his bracket for the 138.
Congratulations. Congratulations to Coach Perry and Tell Perry taking first. Younger brother, Kimble, takes third at this tournament. So great showing from the Perry family. There's Kobe.
Yes, we've got Kobe Merritt and we've got Ingram of Madison.
Colby
this is
defeating 2 top seeds. He defeated the number 3 and the number 2 seed to get here.
Well, there we go. 144 weight class.
Ingram wrestled one of our Star Valley, Hunting. Can't remember if it was Daryl or Lane.
It would have been Daryl in this
Okay.
bracket, I believe.
And now with 144 pounds on the national guard mat, it's Ace Ingram Madison versus Kobe Merritt Scarlatti.
Kobe looking to slide out to the side. Back to the middle here.
His opponent from Madison, number 1 seed. I believe with a record of 18-1 last time that I looked. So no slouch. Kobe Merritt's having a fantastic junior year.
His opponent in on a shot. Kobe able to defend. His opponent did get around the corner, though, to an ankle.
I think we still
and
have.
he cleared that. Kobe's got him in a front headlock now. And they're going to clear.
You always like to see. I mean, Ace is a little nervous. He knows he's got a Star Valley kid, and Star Valley is notoriously tough. And he's kind of doing a little filling out. It's Kobe. Could possibly have advanced the throw there, but they're actually going to stall Kobe. I guess the ref wanted more action. I think Kobe's been given plenty of action here. Now Ingram's backing out. We'll see if it goes both ways. If Kobe can keep pressure on him to get a stall and a stall so they're on equal ground. We can't afford that point on any close matches. Ingram tries to drag by. Kobe does a good job. Return and facing.
Coming up on probably 10 to 15 seconds in the first period. Score still 0-0.
Yeah, Tal Tapper is there.
And that's going to do it for the first period.
Madison defers.
And Kobe's going to take down.
Now Ingram's a pretty tough rider. I remember when he wrestled Weston, my own son. He is a tough rider. Got that knee jam in there. Doesn't look like much, but that's a lot of pressure on the top of the quad and into the rib cage.
Kobe able to reach back, grab the ankle, and elevate, and he got
awesome.
up.
Yeah, he said, I don't like that pressure. Let's fling it off, and not only did he get it off, he immediately exploded for a point. And he leads this match, 1-0.
So we've got Cashley Hepworth coming up on the other mat here. We'll try and catch the best of both of them if we possibly can.
This will be the final match for the Lady Braves, as they have already sealed and clinched the first place trophy. I'm sure that Thunder Ridge is a little disappointed. I think they won it last year. Oh, Cassie gets caught in a pretty hard cowboy headlock right off in that first round, and she finds herself in a tough position. I don't know if she can possibly chase that leg, but folks, this is just when the throws come that early and that hard, it's going to be extremely tough to get out of this. But Cashley's tough. And she can lock around the body and chase that leg and roll her opponent through. But her opponent is no mercy, no weight whatsoever on her, just on her heels and putting all that pressure on Cashley. Cashley doing a fantastic job, twisting those hips, almost clear around. As we're down to 1 minute, she's fought off her back almost the entire minute.
That's still pretty tight. That's a long time to fight off your back there.
Long time, but I tell you, she's doing a great job. I mean, her top opponent has all of her energy. You can see her sister is on the other side rooting like crazy, and there's the fall. So Cashley great job making the finals at the Madison Invitational to take second place.
All right, so here we've got Kobe Merritt. He started on top of this period, and his opponent just got an escape point. Not sure where that puts us for the score currently.
Probably matched. Is there any other scores? Because
I think it's
Merritt was 1.
I think it's 1-1. I'll run around the side here, see if I can get a score for us.
Ingram in on a shot. Kobe, unable to defend as 3 points come on the board, so the score will be different than what we thought it was either way, Doug. Now Kobe Merritt was great at getting out. He can do it again. Ingram tries to roll. Kobe takes advantage of it, gets another point. Back to our feet.
So the score was 4-1, and then Kobe just got a stand up, so now it is 2-4 in favor of Madison.
Okay, so tight match, folks. Are we in the third on this one, or is it?
Sorry, I didn't see that.
They've got, I shifted and we both did a little bit to the girls and the boys, and we apologize, but we're either in the second or third round here. I believe it is the third. The Star Valley trails by 2 in this championship bout. He was hunting ahead there. Ingram's ready for it, and that's match.
2-4, that's still a great tournament for Kobe.
Yep.
Obviously, he'd like to come out on top, but that's a great match for him for the accolades that Ace has from Madison to wrestle against a kid that tough and put up that score. That's pretty good. So Kobe Merritt, second place in his bracket. Now we've got Ty Thompson coming up. Ty looking for that inside trip. So he hit that once already early in this tournament. He had that front headlock and stepped over the back and tripped.
Ty's opponent from Idaho Falls High School, the record of 29-3, a senior. Ty Thompson, also a senior, with a record of 17-2. His opponent is Tech Falled his way to get to the finals. Ty Thompson has either major decision or pinned his way to the finals.
Ty got around back, almost put a saddle on him to get back around and got the 3-point takedown. He's got an armbar in currently. They're working their way on the outer edge. And Ty's going to release that armbar. But Ty will now lead this match 3-0 over his opponent from Idaho Falls. Ty's got a leg, but his opponent reached back over the top. Ty comes down on top. But his opponent's got an arm in, and Ty's not in a good place. And his opponent's able to get her back around back, and that's going to even it up.
Well, it'll
2-3 in favor of Ty because
old rules it would have been even.
Yep. Ty doing a good job trying to escape there. Got caught in a suck back. He's given up a couple of near fall points. Looks like there's going to be 3. That should make the score 5-3 in favor of Idaho Falls. Still in the first period, Ty working off bottom. And that'll do it. So we're going to have a score of 5-3 headed into the second period. It is Idaho Falls' choice. He's going to defer. Ty will take down. Ty goes straight to a sit out.
Almost
His opponent
caught
tried to suck him back. Oh, nice roll by Ty. Does
Catches
get
a leg.
caught.
Oh, darn it. He had that leg, but he's got to be careful because it can get cradled up real quick. He loses the leg, which is probably smart. Comes back to base position.
Idaho Falls digging out a wrist. Knee slide by Ty, trying to get his hips out from underneath Idaho Falls. And Idaho Falls has got him in a tilt now with a wrist and a tight waist. He is going to get 3 more near fall points out of that tilt.
Idaho Falls wrestler is very handy on the top. He's teched his way to the finals. He has several arsenals, lots of tips and tilts for points. You can see that he likes to transition right from the cross wrist into various tilts and ball and chain. And I think if we can get back on top position or on her feet, we might
I think
be better
Ty's
equipped.
strong on his feet, yeah.
And be careful there on that suck back.
Yep. And he's got an arm trapped, an elbow.
Far side half.
Yep, there we go.
And
Ty able to roll through it. Man, this kid's quick.
A lot of points on the board in a hurry. Now we've got some of our own, so that'll narrow it up. And they're just going to expire the time and go into the third. I'd like to see him go down just to see what's going to happen. Now, did you see that? He said, I'll go neutral or top. So that tells us he's a tough top rider. Coaches agreed, let's start neutral, and I think I'd rather have Ty here as well. Ty's
I
handy.
agree. Ty looking for a lateral drop and just drops himself straight to his back.
Maybe a little early to try the. I wish we'd saved that for the final 5 seconds, but hey, he's found himself down in points, and that would have gave him a lot. Did they give any swipes or just a takedown off of that?
I think they gave him 3 points off of that. So we've got to be approaching Tech Fall territory now. Idaho Falls wrestler has got. He had the crossbody there for a little bit, but he's released that. He's now digging out a chicken wing on one side here from Ty. He's able to get it. Now he's looking for a wrist. He's got the wrist. Wrist to the floor, roll the body over it, and now he's going to step around Ty's head. Ty's going to roll through it because he saw it coming, but Idaho Falls able to maintain the momentum flowing through, and he is going to end up with a pin. So Ty Thompson, second place finisher in his bracket. Still a good tournament for Ty.
Absolutely.
Runs into a very tough wrestler, technically sound wrestler from Idaho Falls.
Congratulations, Ty Thompson. Another Madison wrestler out in the finals. I didn't even count how many they have, but I think
I'd
we
say
hit
7 or so.
Yeah, I think we've already seen 5. And another Century. Now,
Yeah, they've been
Century
meeting.
could pull ahead of it. Maybe we better double check those team scores.
Let's refresh on the team scores here.
Century in 3rd position. Star Valley looks like still maintaining the 2nd.
Yeah, so Star Valley's still up by, 23 points on Century. So it would be difficult, but it is a possibility. Madison holding strong at 235.5 points, Star Valley at 154.5, and Century at 131.5.
I tell you, Aaron Peterson, who came up and talked to us a little bit yesterday, he has turned this Madison team to, a force to be reckoned with in all divisions. Aaron Peterson, we like to call him family. He's been a long-time neighbor and friend, and his brother married my sister, and I just respect the Peterson family a lot. But I'll tell you, Aaron is just he has run a good tournament for many years, whether it be freestyle, but now being the coach of the high school kids, he has just turned Madison to a force to be reckoned with. Of course, it's parents and it's athletes too, but you got to take your hat off to Aaron for this tournament, and so many in the finals. I mean, he's not always there to help his athletes. He's trying to run a tournament.
Right. I mean, Madison had probably 2 deep in almost every single weight class, and I'm not just saying that's why they're winning. I mean, they've got some very sound wrestlers, and I'm saying they're 2 deep on every single weight bracket. Good wrestlers.
Yes. He's going to cut him.
Yeah, he is.
Bring up to the head table, please. So we can get the awards presented as fast as possible.
This was the athlete that wrestled Hazen. If you remember right, Hazen took him down, not the Madison, the other one, and then Hazen let him up, and this young man capitalized on it, so he made it all the way to the finals.
Yeah, pretty quick tech fall there by Madison.
Wow. A lot of points.
Now we've got Cooper Burke coming up, Hurricane Burke. Let's see how he fares against his opponent being from Bonneville. Both in the golds.
At 165, we have Cooper Burke, Star Valley, versus Matt Jones, Bonneville.
Jones of Bonneville, a senior, record of 12-1, so dang near undefeated on the year. Cooper Burke, also a senior, record of 17-1. Pretty similar win-loss record. Both opponents see an awful lot of wins and only 2 losses between the two combined on the year. So a lot of yellow and gold out there. Cooper got the 2-on-1. Grapevines that leg. Bonneville's able to scatter out of that and come back for neutral position to face him. Cooper, the number 1 seed, Bonneville, the number 2, although it looks like either could have flipped in that position.
I think these are very well matched wrestlers.
Another 2-on-1, Russian tie. Changes off, goes to an underhook on one side with a collar tie, and he's going to
Careful there.
Dang near set him in the bleachers. Great shot off the whistle by both opponents. Cooper is really handy getting that Russian tie, and he laces the leg. That's 3.
Nice takedown by Cooper.
That was excellent. Tight waist wrapped, almost clear around his opponent.
Cooper
I think he's
is
throw
tough on top.
He is, and I think he's not afraid to put a leg in or two, and looks like he attempted one right there. Goes back, let's see if he shifts to.
He's got the arm bar-ish with a wrist on the one side of his opponent.
Almost working towards a stack there, and he's still trying to rip there.
There, nice hard face, cross face.
Change off, good chain wrestling there.
Opponent looking for a sit out. Burke able to follow him up. His opponent to his feet, and he is going to get an escape. Makes the score 3-1 in favor of Burke. And that is the end of the first period. Burke leads 3-1. Bonneville's choice, they're going to defer. Burke just goes ahead and gets right in position, doesn't even tell the ref what he's going to take.
He says, read my lips, or my body language here. Burke, one of our state champions from Star Valley, 2024.
Burke explodes off of the down position, finds his head right in the ribs of his opponent, able to get right to his feet. Body lock and trying to get the takedown, but they are going to only award the 1 escape point, so they will start back at a neutral. Looks like the ref's going to talk this out a second. Oh, they are going to give the 2-point reversal to Cooper as well. So instead of the 1-point escape, they will just give a 2-point reversal. Burke on top.
Wow.
Same explosiveness from his
He slid
opponent.
that leg in just like butter. That was a great stand-up attempt by Bonneville. I mean, he was on the whistle, timed it right, moved, but Cooper just sunk that leg in, blocked him.
Cooper trying to dig out an arm, unable to do so, and he's just going to move on out of bounds as they. Well, they're going to argue that he lost control going out of bounds.
You got to be able to turn and face your opponent if there's no loss of contact, and I didn't see that. I think the contact was made the entire time with Bonneville facing opposite direction. I don't think they're going to win that one.
Coach Clark lurking on the side. He's ready to further rebuttal if they do decide to switch it.
They're going to keep it.
And do a caution there. They're going to say that Bonneville moved just a tiny bit too early.
Well, he's doing what he needs to do.
Oh, he's exploding off the bottom.
Cooper moves from that referee's position to something real quick.
Good roll by Bonneville. Cooper able to follow him through, but his opponent up to his feet. Cooper follows him. He's going to get. Oh, he just
back.
Nice throw by Cooper. Put him straight to his back. He was a little bit shocked by that. They did give him a 2 count out of that.
Did they?
I think they gave him a 2 count.
I don't know if they did. I saw the takedown.
Oh, it probably just was the points being awarded for the takedown.
Of course, we can't see that scoreboard, but it was almost. I mean, it could have been a 2 count, very easy. Freestyle had definitely been a 2 or a 4. There's crossface.
These two are fun to watch. They both have explosiveness.
Yeah.
They're both strong wrestlers.
Yep, it'd be great to see them a couple times this year, but this may be their only. Well, Madison, if we go to Tiger Grizz and they show up.
I think they'll be a Tiger Grizz.
We could meet them again. He's hip heisting down. He's got an arm, and Cooper's going to say, yeah, I'll let you back.
And that's going to be the end of the second period.
Where's he going to go? He's going to go down.
Cooper, with the way Cooper rides.
Yeah, in the third round, and your most expended of energy. I mean, he's going to pay a big price to get one, and then he's back to neutral where he could have started.
We're talking best case scenario. We're talking 2 points for a reversal.
Well,
he does get the 1.
He cut him right away anyway, so I guess maybe if he felt that was coming. Nice little slide by Cooper, takes advantage of it though. Gets some elevation on a return, drop. We're gonna get 3, takedown to put him well in the lead, a possible major decision.
And
Another
Bonneville up
release.
to his feet. He's just going to cut him loose. Cooper does enjoy the takedown aspect of it.
Yeah, he's okay being on his feet.
I think the wider the margin between in the match, I think the more likely he is just to cut him loose and go for another takedown.
All right, we got a report on the score. 11-5 in favor of Cooper. Thank you. 11-5. So not quite a major.
Not quite as big of a margin as I thought it would be at this point, but Cooper does not look too worried about it. Here we go again. Back to the center.
Five escapes. I think that's all the points that Bonneville's got, right? Cooper's cut him
I think
three,
so.
and he earned two of himself of his own. Oh, and we're gonna somersault right out. Oh,
And back to the center here.
that was quite the gymnast move there. Oh, and that's a second caution on a false start. Arm drag attempt. Cooper gets behind position, almost gets a takedown on the out of bounds. Back to center, no change. Cooper's just tough everywhere. He wrestles like he's behind. You know, I mean, he's obviously way ahead here, but he's still going to be the aggressor, still putting on a show, looking for more points.
Bonneville on a single leg, able to elevate Cooper.
Great takedown. Bonneville's going to cut him. Oh, right on the.
And Cooper's like, oh, it doesn't matter because there's no time left. So, great match, though. What great energy from both wrestlers there. Good victory for Cooper Burke. I was wondering why he gave up on that takedown a little bit more
Yeah,
easily
I
than
did
what he
too.
did.
He
He knew what the clock was.
He said, I'll let you have this one. You've worked really hard for it.
Merritt, Star Valley to the podium. Thank you.
All right, so we've got, let's see here. Burke was at 190.
No, could
No.
have been 190. 170 maybe, right?
No, 185.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah, no, there is no 185 anymore. Let's see here. Let's get back to where.
160 was he?
Let's see here.
Yeah,
Cooper
that was
Burke.
165.
165.
So
That's right.
Who's our next?
So we've got 175 and then 195, and then we'll have Grant Thompson at 215. So Grant Thompson's our last wrestler.
We still have.
No, Grant Thompson's our last
Oh, we
wrestler.
just have one
Yep.
more. Okay.
Sorry, I was just mentioning there was 3 more weight classes to go until we get into Grant Thompson.
Well, I'll take a short break here then. Great wrestling. The Star Valley Braves holding tight in the second position on the boys' side, with the girls running away with the tournament on the Lady Braves side.
All right, and we're going to go ahead and just take an audio break as we are waiting for Grant Thompson to come up. Thank you for tuning in. Big shout out to the Wyoming Army National Guard for sponsoring this broadcast. We'll be right back. All right, so those matches went really quick there. So we've got Grant Thompson coming up in the 215 weight class. And this will be the last match. Not necessarily of the tournament. They still do have the 285 coming up after this, the heavyweight division. But this is the last Star Valley wrestler, so we'll be wrapping it up right after this. Grant Thompson had a great bracket and has had a great season thus far.
His opponent has ties in Star Valley, Marine and Boyd Richens. That's great-grandparents. So Justin Miller, who is McGregor's dad, came up and made that note. I knew it, but I'd forgotten it. So really 2 wrestlers here whose roots go back, either start or currently in Star Valley. South Fremont and a Star Valley matchup here. McGregor only a sophomore.
Grant looking for a far side ankle pick, unable to get to it. Does end up in a sprawl position, looking for that leg on the far side, unable to get to it. Out on the edge of the mat, and they're going to go back to the center.
I've got a soft spot for McGregor. If you look at his left leg.
Oh boy.
He and I had lots of talks about where to go to get prosthetics and who we went to, and I think he ended up electing to go to Oregon. And I'm still in the Utah Valley for mine, but yeah, when I was a senior, I actually dumped my shoes and wrestled just like that. And if you look, there's not much of a shoe there, a little bit of ankle sport, but he is one tough sophomore. Runner-up at state last year as a freshman at 190 pounds.
Wow.
If you can imagine that. So both of them have their hands full.
I believe that the score is still 0-0. Got to be coming up to probably 30 seconds left in the first period. Both decided to shoot at the same time, and both got nothing out of it. Heard the referee just say 30 seconds to the wrestlers.
There's a great shot turned into a shot for Thompson.
Oh, and out of bounds.
I don't think any points there, but a great attempt by Thompson. Great, just like you said earlier, he can really do a freight train double leg. Grant, I believe, senior, correct?
He is. He
senior
is
this year.
One of the 6. So we actually got to see all of the seniors in action tonight. We've got Grant Thompson, Damian Burgess, Ty Thompson, Lane and Daryl Hunting, and Mickelson is also a senior.
Okay.
Oh, his opponent, South Fremont, going for a near side cradle, and Thompson doing a great job of keeping that momentum moving.
Yes,
He knew he was
good.
caught in it, but just kept rolling through it.
Both wrestlers. Thompson takes out the number 2 seed to advance to the finals. Miller has pinned or major decision his opponents to get here. There's the first score on the board.
Grant in on a single leg, trying to whip it down, and his opponent doing a great job of trying to maintain a leg on Grant. Grant's still trying to get around the corner.
Boy, that was
not able to do so, and his opponent's able to lift his leg and get behind.
That was capitalizing because I thought we had that.
That should make the score 3-1 in favor of South Fremont.
Yeah, great shot, great scoot, and I thought we had that, but Miller proved to just keep
Great
on moving.
scramble wrestling, and Grant's going to be able to work himself up to his feet. That's going to make the score 2-3 in favor of South Fremont.
I couldn't tell who exerted the work there. Almost looked like he said, I'll cut you if you want to pay the price of work halfway, meet me there, and so they're both on their feet again.
Grant has had some great shots in on the legs, but South Fremont, boy, wrestling through those.
Ooh.
South Fremont in on a leg now,
Good
and
hard
Grant,
corner
oh yeah,
single.
he caught Grant a little off guard there. trapped Grant's arm so he couldn't sprawl and got around to that leg. That's going to make the score 6-2 in favor of South Fremont. Star Valley Lady Braves sewing up the tournament with a commanding win in the girls bracket. Star Valley sitting in second place right now. Not going to be any change no matter the outcome of this or the next wrestling match. Madison running away with this tournament. Now we're going to move on into the third period. Thompson is...
I believe that he's Red's down. Yeah. You know, quite a traumatic injury, and he's come back to show that, hey, we can miss a few digits and partial limbs, partial amputee, and old South Fremont's been a force. As just a sophomore, you can imagine where he's headed in the next 2 years.
Nice roll right into a Granby. And now he's got Grant on his back, and that's going to be a fall.
That's going to be tight. Yeah, it is. And South Fremont wins that one. Congratulations, Grant Thompson, runner-up at the 2025 Madison Invitational.
Overall, great weekend for all three, the boys varsity, the girls varsity, and the boys JV. Give a huge shout out to the Wyoming Army National Guard. Thank you for the support that you provide to us.
I think they're going to award the girls right after this. With the
I apologize. We are going to stay on for the trophy presentation because it is going to be the girls do have the championship, and so we will stay on for the girls championship there.
And I'm not sure if Madison does a runner-up trophy for Star Valley as well, or they'll announce them for sure, I think. Third, second, and first. But as JR said, it looks like Star Valley has stitched up the boys' second place as far as the team score.
disconnect me.
All right, last chance to get your outstanding wrestler ballot. Put it in the sack here, and we'll get out here in just a second. Thank you, sir. All right, in the girls' division, we'll go fourth place. Fourth place in the girls' division.
Go down and get the trophy, Perry. Go down with your team, get the trophy.
With 156 points, it's Preston. And in second place with 188 points, Alman.
Plaid takes the runner-up.
2025 Girls Madison Invitational Champions, Star Valley. 227 points.
They don't quite have the girls gathered up, but there they are. There's the team
In fourth place, Century.
gathered in for a celebration, a couple pictures as the Lady Braves takes the championship at the 2025 Madison Invitational. I wish they were facing us, but getting lots of Kodak moments on the other side of things.
And your champion of the 2025 Madison Invitational, Madison High School.
So Star Valley runner-up, champions on the boys' side is going to go to the host team, Madison. So Star Valley has an excellent performance this week, ladies and gentlemen, taking the girls' championship title and runner-up title for the boys, proving yet again that, as JR said, tradition does not graduate, and Star Valley is a force to be reckoned with in any state that it travels to around our borders. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are over now, thanks to SVI Media. Let's do the. We're gonna see if there's an outstanding wrestler from Star Valley here. Probably not. I don't know if we've got as many votes. We're probably the ones not to get voted for, right? Oh, Tell Perry did a fantastic job. We had a lot of. They all did such a good job. I guess it just depends on the coaches and votes here. As we award the outstanding wrestler on the girls and the boys side. I think they're just waiting for a final tally there as we have a little tumble on the crutches.
Pocket knife, do you? Get a pocket knife? Do you want me to bring a knife to school? I know, it's the same thing in Wyoming. I know.
I tell you what, we could go outstanding wrestler with, I think all of our guys that won it. Really, I mean, geez, look at Burke, just dynamite. And he was even kind to give his opponent at least one takedown at the end.
We're too late. I'd say look.
All right. Well, folks, we're going to post that. They're still getting the tally. Over and out for SVI Media. JR and Blake here with you at the Madison Invitational.